What's up everybody, I'm Rob and welcome to my channel where we talk about music, movies, TV shows, video games, and musicals. I am back with Team StarKid's web series Nightmare Time 2, Episode 3. Since it's 2 stories in one video, I decided to split them up again for technical reasons. Today I'm going to do Daddy and tomorrow I'm going to react to Killer Track. And I think we all know the drill on my channel at this point, so I'm going to read the story description and get straight to it. Frank Priceley is a down-on-his-luck toy store owner as his business is slowly crushed by giant online retailers. Yeah, that's realistic. Frank struggles to make ends meet. His only royal customer is a spoiled, rotten man-child named Sherman Yun. When Frank hits it off with Sherman's rich, widowed mother, oh boy, he sees a golden opportunity to save Toy Zone by marrying Sheila and becoming Sherman's daddy. This should be interesting, but Frank soon discovers that there's more to the Yuns than meets the eye. Transformers reference? And that being the daddy isn't all as it's cracked up to be. I can't wait to see what's got in store, so let's jump in. Whoops, gotta start right at the beginning. Here we go. And yes, I skipped the theme song because these reactions are long enough as it is, and not because, well, I do enjoy the theme song a lot. I want to make that crystal clear. Nice dramatic organ music to set the stage. Hope the volume's good. Are those Care Bears? I'm guessing that's the main character right there. Wow. Oh, he has a beautiful voice. Daddy. I remember playing Scrabble as a kid. It's a lot of fun. Hi, Satan, oh boy. Wait a minute. Is there gonna be devil stuff in this? All of a sudden I'm a little nervous. It's cute with those Care Bears and the swing. Yeah, this guy needs therapy. For a second I was gonna say those streets look good, but I realized they're plastic. Oh, McDonald's Happy Meal. With a glass of wine. Quite the combination if you ask me. And a dinosaur napkin. Cute. Oh, come on, who eats McDonald's like that? All of a sudden I want McNuggets. He's still wearing his bow tie in the bathtub. Just take my hand, we'll never ever change. Have young at heart, a tortured soul, got carried. I've done that as a kid. It's beating for you as the melodies they fade. SpongeBob SquarePants.
same time.
Whoa, boy.
Excuse me, Alexandra.
Lex Foster looks up to find her boss, Frank Priceley, glaring down at her.
What?
Could you at least pretend to be working?
I'm at the checkout counter, Frank. Who do you want me to check out?
She motions to the pitifully empty toy store.
Well, maybe there's a reason no one's coming in. They look through the window and what do they see? You, sour-faced, bored out of your mind, doing the crossword or whatever this is.
He grabs the sheet of paper Lex has been scribbling away at. His heart sinks when he sees it.
A job application? Lex,
Oh, boy.
I knew you'd leave me one day, but for Best Buy? Best Buy?
Okay, I'm not leaving. I need a second job because someone keeps cutting my hours.
If you get a second job, how are you supposed to come in here and give 110%? When you're not in Toy Zone, you should be thinking about it, dreaming about it. If the two of us work together, we can turn this place around.
Wait a minute. Is that the same store she worked at during the Black Friday
You had a
show?
future here, Alexandra.
I don't think so, Frank. I don't even think you have a future here. And it doesn't have anything to do with me or you. It's just, why would anyone come all the way to the mall when they could just order the same shit
that's
off
it.
of Amazon?
We don't speak that word. Don't even think about it. I can see you thinking it. You know what? Just go. Take the rest of the day off.
Seriously, you're cutting my hours?
I'll pay you for
Again.
your time. I just don't want to see you right now.
All right.
Lex throws her stuff in her bag and heads for the door.
Hey, you want me to pick you up an application for Best Buy? With all your retail experience, you might even make manager.
Out. I want you out.
That night, Frank closes up shop, alone. His footsteps echo through the deserted halls of Lakeside Mall. Store windows bear signs reading closed or out of business or liquidation sale. Everything must go. He remembers a time when Lakeside was the beating heart of Hatchetfield.
This happened to a lot of malls in reality.
It looks more
It's
like a
sad.
graveyard. Frank furrows his brow.
Fucking Amazon.
At home, he lugs his groceries into his rundown condominium. He heads for the kitchen, trying to ignore the stacks of bills and the envelope labeled "Warning, Final Notice." He removes a large dog bone from one of his shopping bags, smiles, and slaps his leg.
Hey, buddy. Daddy's home. I tell you, buddy. The day I had.
But the dog doesn't come, like it's done every day for the past 9 years.
Buddy? Come and get your bone, you lucky boy.
Frank checks the living room, where he finds Buddy lying motionless on the floor.
Buddy?
Oh, no.
2 days later, at the Hatchetfield Animal Hospital, a veterinary technician hands Frank a can filled with ashes.
Oh,
He lived
no.
a very long and happy life. How old was he, Frank?
I don't know exactly. He was a rescue. He was my best friend, my best...
That was one of the saddest things. Losing a pet. I've been there.
Later, Frank walks absent-mindedly toward downtown, letting his feet take him where they will. Before long,
He's
he
having
finds
a
himself
bad
outside
day.
his favorite throwback diner, Miss Retro's. The little restaurant is lined floor to ceiling with memorabilia from the 80s, movie posters, records, and Frank's personal favorite, a huge glass cabinet of vintage toys. He admires a miniature lime green fortress with childlike wonder.
An original Castle Grayskull.
That is pretty cool.
1982. It set the standard for all future play sets. No missing pieces. It's even got the battle cannon. Very impressive.
The owner of Miss Retro steps out from behind the counter, smiling and wiping her hands.
Yeah,
on
she's
her
definitely got an 80s hairdo.
Wow. You sure know your toys.
That I do, Miss Holloway.
Hey, Frank. What'll it be? The usual?
No, I'm fine. I was just in the neighborhood and I really don't know why I came in.
Is everything okay, Frank?
Silverware clinks. Miss Holloway sits across from Frank as he finishes a slice of cherry pie. On the TV in the corner, an old toy commercial from the 80s shows kids playing with plastic, armor-clad dinosaurs. Frank smiles and motions to the screen.
Those were the good old days. The golden age of toys. I had them all. The garbage men, the cowboys, lobsters for hire. My mom and dad gave me an earful. Frankie, you're wasting your money. They had all these plans for me, and all I wanted to do was work in a toy store. Guess I disappointed them. They were hard people.
But they loved you.
I know that now. But when they died, I was more interested in proving them wrong. They left me some money, so I bought Toy Zone. On July 1st, 1996, when the doors opened, it was my store. Happiest day of my life. And it all went downhill from there.
I heard Lakeside was in trouble. Is it really that bad? No one's coming in?
Oh, someone is.
The next morning, Frank slides open Toy Zone's security gate to find
Good morning, Mr.
Yep,
Price.
that's him.
Sherman Young, his last loyal customer.
Come on in, Sherman.
The man rushes in, throwing up his arms.
At last, the pearly gates have opened. Huzzah! So,
Just want to make sure my camera's running okay.
what do you got for me today, Frank?
From behind the counter, Frank takes out a cardboard box.
They came in this morning. You're lucky, Sherman. You beat the rush. I expect these little guys to fly off the shelf.
Don't tease me, Frank.
Is it those plush bears from earlier or creatures?
Straight from the gumdrop forest, swooping down from the sweet top tree. It's the sugar gliders. Wave 4, baby.
From the box, Frank whips out a collection of adorable, brightly colored figures.
Shuggies!
Frank presents each of the toys with a showman's flourish.
We got the heroic rainbow heart, the playful skip doodle, and that grumpy old curmudgeon, soggy tail.
Soggy tail.
That's the good stuff. Oh, it is so hard to pick. People talk about the big decisions in life, and this is one of them. See, Rainbow Heart is a must-have, but I have a soft spot for Soggy Tail. Sherman!
In the entryway, a ravishing woman
That's
in a
his
sleek,
mother.
form-fitting dress flips her hair and lowers her sunglasses.
I'm waiting. Well, then wait.
The woman rolls her eyes and saunters off.
Sorry. She's with me.
Sherman, you dog. That's your girlfriend.
No, Mr. Priceley. That is my mother.
Yep, I knew it.
Really?
Gobsmacked,
Light
Frank
bulb
stares
over his
out
head.
at the woman, who sits on a bench reapplying her lipstick in a compact mirror.
That woman? Out there? Stepmother?
No. 14 hours of hard labor she's always reminding me.
Wow. She looks good.
Yeah, she's a MILF.
You shouldn't say that about your own mama. I could say it.
Mr. Priceley. Are you attracted to my mother?
I'm just saying she looks good for her age. I don't know what age that is, but
Just imagine if you two ended up together. You know what that would make you, Mr. Priceley? That would make you My daddy. That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
I can't tell whether this is silly or creepy, or a combination of both.
She's all alone in the world. Don't know why. She's loaded.
Loaded?
Yeah. How do you think I afford all these toys? We're working on curbing my spending habits. But just look at these shuggies, huh?
Frank Priceley smiles, putting on that salesman charm.
You're right. They're all vital to any self-respecting collector. I mean, you can't break up the sugar gliders. They're a team. No, a family. From atop the sweet top, the Shuggies go gliding, riding the rainbow adventure awaits.
Their hearts are glowing, the shuggies are showing the magic of family, 'cause love conquers hate.
Shuggies are gliding, they're soaring above.
Shuggies are riding on skin flaps of love.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, what the hell?
Singing in a parody voice, that's really impressive.
Frank scans the final item in a mound of packages.
So that's all the dolls in Wave 4. The Sugarmobile and the Sugarcopter, the Sweet Top playset, and last but not least, Count No Good and his No Good Goons. Your total comes to $397.27.
Sherman's mother stands
Wow.
at the register, frowning.
Sherman, what have you done?
Don't shame me.
I could never say no to that face.
Yes, best MILF ever.
She takes out her wallet while Sherman snatches up the toys and runs from the store.
Well, I sent him in with explicit instructions, one toy, and here I am walking away with
I wonder what she does to make all that money, or maybe she inherited it.
squirrels. You're quite a salesman, Mr. Presley.
Hey, if you got the money and it makes you happy, why not?
It was something to see. You were so full of life. I've been missing that kind of passion. Here you are.
She hands him a stack of bills.
Oops, it's only 400. You gave me an extra.
Consider it a tip.
This isn't really that kind of place.
Well, then you simply must let me have you
Yep,
for
she's
dinner.
flirting with him.
Would Friday at 7 o'clock work?
I don't want to impose.
Please. Sherman talks about you all the time. Mr. Presley, Mr. Presley. I feel like you're part of the family already. My address is 13 Conifer Lane.
In Pinebrook?
Where else? Remember, 7 o'clock. Don't keep me waiting.
This is not gonna stay
That
cute.
Friday night,
There's always a
Frank's
twist in
junky
Nightmare
Ford
Time.
Taurus pulls up to the
And I have
towering
no idea what to
iron
expect
gate
here.
surrounding 13 Conifer Lane. He rolls down his window and presses the intercom.
Hi, Frank Priceley. I'm here for dinner.
The intercom crackles and the gate screeches open.
Nice use of
guides
sound
his car
effects.
through the estate's winding driveway. To a
Wow.
monolithic stone mansion. He gapes up at it.
Beautiful home.
I'll say.
When Frank rings the bell, the double doors are opened by an impossibly tall man in a tuxedo. He's gaunt and ghost
boy.
white. He glares at Frank with large, sunken eyes.
Is Mrs.
What the heck?
Young home?
Just as Frank backs away nervously, Sherman appears.
Marco, relax, will ya? Hello, Mr. Priceley.
Hi, Sherman.
The giant butler nods and wanders off.
Don't mind
Yeah, he's not creepy.
He's a big softy.
Huge softy.
He used to throw javelin for the Olympic.
Frank Priceley.
Sherman's mother descends the grand staircase in a sparkling black evening gown.
Welcome to my home.
At an ornate dining table, Frank chews a piece of mouth-watering steak.
Dining like the rich.
Cook, Mrs. Young.
Please, Frank, call me Sheila, and I don't cook. I just
Yep,
eat.
she has a chef.
But I will send your compliments to Marco. He takes very good care of us.
After dinner,
So Marco's
Sherman
the
throws
butler
open
and
a set of
chef.
large double doors.
Ta-da!
His toy
He
museum.
flips the light switch to illuminate a cavernous room with rows upon rows of glass cases. Inside is the most extensive array of toys Frank Priestley has ever seen.
Wow.
Well, it's a work in progress. No collection is ever truly complete.
In a way,
In awe,
that's true.
Frank hurries from one case to the next until he spots a shelf of vintage toys that he himself collected when he was a boy. He gawks at one figure in particular, held aloft on a rotating pedestal.
That's a gold-plated chrome star. Mint. In the box. That's the holy grail of cowboy toys.
I knew you'd appreciate it. You're the only one who does.
You know what they say. Growing old is mandatory, but growing up is optional.
Growing up is for poor people, Frank.
Right. Well, this is beyond impressive.
Yeah, well, Mother says she spoils the men in her life.
Does she now?
Later, Frank looks up at a portrait of a stern, regal man. It hangs above a crackling fireplace.
The late, great Mr. Young. He died when Sherman was just a baby.
I'm
Aww.
sorry. Was he sick?
No. He was murdered.
I was wondering that.
You're a good man, Frank Priestley. My son adores you. And I have to admit, I've become quite a fan myself.
Hey, you're not so bad yourself.
Frank, I may not look it, but I'm too old for games. We both are. I have this big house and all this money and no one to share it with. Yes, there's Sherman, but he can't quench all of my desires. Which is why I propose a partnership.
Partnership.
A romantic partnership.
To put it bluntly, Frank, I want to marry you.
Marry me? You just
Yep.
met me.
I would have the same reaction.
I don't believe in any of that soulmates or naive foolishness. A marriage is a mutually beneficial contract between two parties. Besides, it is a matter of the house. Well, and I know the mall is about to be shuttered. Where does that leave Toy Zone? Together with your business skills and my resources, we can ensure that Lakeside stays open forever. So, what do you say, Frank? Are we in business?
Wedding bells ring. Frank and Sheila run down the church steps and slide into the back of a limousine. Tin cans clatter behind the car as they drive off to the airport and their new life together as husband and wife.
Excuse me.
Weeks later, Frank Young Priestley, decked out in a $6,000 suit, strolls through the door of Miss
Cha-ching.
Retro's Throwback Diner.
So the rumors are true. Frank Priestley's off the market. Gonna be a lot of broken hearts around town.
What can I say? Sheila made me an offer I couldn't refuse.
At the bar, across from Miss Holloway, Frank swallows a mouthful of pie.
Honeymoon was something else. I don't know why Sherman had to tag along. Sheila babies him. That's the problem. Well, Daddy's gonna put a stop to that. His toy collection's big enough.
Let me get this straight. We got a parent who doesn't approve of his son collecting toys. Where have I heard that before?
There's a big difference between me and him. I scraped and saved for every toy I bought. Sherman is spoiled. Rotten.
Later, Frank kicks back in his chair as workers replace Toy Zone's ratty old carpet and give the walls a fresh coat of paint.
So now that you're rich, can I get a raise?
Raise? What happened to your promising career at Best Buy?
All the positions are filled.
Aw.
Your dazzling resume didn't catch their eye?
Okay, forget it.
I believe people get what they deserve. So, I will give you that raise, Alexandra, when you prove to me that you deserve it.
Whatever.
She walks off. Frank smiles.
I'm a disciplined daddy.
The next day, Frank descends the grand staircase of his new home to find the whole place filled with balloons and streamers. He scratches his head.
Huh?
In the kitchen, Sherman sits at the breakfast table. Sheila sets out another bundle of balloons as Frank walks in.
Good morning, Daddy.
Hi. Sheila, what's with all the decor?
We're celebrating. It's Sherman's birthday this month. That means every day is a party just for him.
Rich people. How old you turning, Sherman?
41.
Big boy.
Mother, I will have a bowl of marshmallow charms for breakfast now.
Of course, baby. You can have anything you want.
Happy birthday to me.
Marshmallow charms? What kind of breakfast is that for a grown-ass man? Sherman, why don't I teach you how to make some eggs?
He grabs a frying pan from the cupboard. Sherman stares at him.
This is not gonna go well.
Sheila takes Frank by the arm and drags him from the room.
Frank, what are you doing? Sherman does not cook. He's not allowed anywhere near the stove. A grease fire could set him ablaze and kill him. We have Margot for that sort of thing.
Don't you think it's our job
That's
as
why he's
parents
spoiled.
to prepare Sherman to survive on his own? There's gonna be a day when we're both gone.
I'm not going anywhere. Now give him the cereal.
Not going anywhere.
He
Does that
pours a
mean
bowl
she's
of
immortal?
marshmallow charms and drops it in front of Sherman.
Here, enjoy.
Is this a joke? I can't eat that.
I'm glad you agree, because that is a bowl of sugar, and you're kind of getting up there, pal.
God, Frank, what are you doing? Just gave it to him straight out of the box?
What should
You didn't
I
put
have
milk in
done,
it.
Sheila?
I knew Sherman would find something wrong with it.
You mean the cereal?
He has very weak teeth. He'll break them on these. Pick out the hard pieces and throw them away.
Oh,
Usually no one
jeez.
does this, but now you're going to.
I've heard of spoil rich kids, but this is ridiculous.
Yes! Unless you want to see me furious, you'll fix the damn cereal.
Frank opens his mouth, ready to lay down the law, then relents.
Okay. Your house, your rules.
After 20 minutes of rummaging through cereal, removing crunchy pieces, Frank plops a bowl in front of Sherman.
Thank you, Daddy.
Sherman begins scarfing it down. Sheila runs a hand down Frank's back, nuzzling her head against his shoulder.
I'm sorry I was harsh, Frank, but you have to understand. He's my son. I'd do anything to make him happy.
I get it. Sherman can eat all the garbage he wants, and when his body falls apart, You got plenty of money to fix it.
I'm so glad you understand. See? We're all getting along so beautifully.
You sure about that?
Sherman hurls the bowl across the room. He collapses to the floor, writhing,
What the heck?
screaming.
Shirley? Sweetheart? What's wrong?
I crunched something.
God, Frank! You left in one of the hard pieces? What have you done?
Hours later,
What?
Sheila and Frank stand in the waiting room of St. Damian's Hospital. The nurse on duty, Becky Barnes, flips through a chart.
Okay, I've got good
Oh,
news,
jeez.
Mrs. Young. Sherman's teeth are just fine.
Oh, really? And how would you know? I want to talk to a doctor, not a hospital floozy.
Doctor, tell you the same thing, ma'am. Now, we'd like to get Sherman out of here as quickly as possible because this is the pediatric wing and he's a grown-ass man.
Later, Frank and Sheila wait outside the front entrance.
Well, that nurse was an idiot. Did you see the way she talked to me? I'm never coming back here again.
Sheila, Sherman's fine.
Fine? You sound like one of those so-called doctors. A tiny, microscopic piece of his tooth could have broken off and gone into his bloodstream and killed him.
Okay, that's a little over dramatic.
You might just maybe be overreacting.
Don't you dare gaslight me, Frank. You almost killed our son. You are in big trouble, mister. Big trouble.
The doors slide
Wait a
open
minute.
and Marco pushes out a
Is he
wheelchair
her
containing
husband
a pitiful-looking Sherman.
or new
Sheila
stepchild?
rushes to him.
There he is, my brave boy.
This is the worst birthday ever.
Your birthday's in 3 weeks, Sherman.
They put a strap on my arm and pumped it full of air. And it squeezed me so tight and I was so scared. I wanted to get out of there so I could see my
Mommy's here.
daddy.
Sherman hops out of the chair and throws his arms around Frank. Sheila glares at her husband
Oh boy.
with white-hot jealousy. Later, the limousine
This is
pulls
getting
up the
creepy.
driveway to the young mansion. Sherman has fallen asleep on Frank's shoulder.
Is he
A
sucking
trickle
his
of
thumb?
drool has leaked from Sherman's mouth and down Frank's
I'm laughing
sleeve.
because this
Sheila
situation is so
watches,
absurd.
silently stewing. Marco opens the back door and picks up Sherman, careful not to wake him.
Marco, carry him inside.
They go. Sheila lights a cigarette and rounds on her husband.
I bet you just loved that.
What? Having a grown man drool all over my shirt?
He only prefers you because I'm the hard ass who made him go to the doctor. Well, I'm sick.
Seriously?
I can't be the only one doling out discipline.
Discipline.
You're not allowed to sleep with me tonight.
Fine. I'll sleep in one of the other 20 rooms.
Oh, no. No, you're not. I don't know where you're going to sleep, but it won't be under my roof.
A hotel?
She slams the front door and locks it behind her.
Sheila? Sheila, come on! Open up! It's getting cold out here!
Crack! Thunder booms
Oh,
overhead
no.
and rain begins to fall. In no time, Frank is drenched.
Great! You know what? Fine. I'll get a hotel.
Soaked and shivering, Frank trudges through the mud to the property's front gate. When he gets there, it's shut tight.
How do you open this thing?
He looks up at the gate. 12 feet of iron with some nasty-looking spikes on top. Without much of a
Yikes.
choice, he takes hold of the bars and starts to climb. He gets halfway up when his foot slips, and he crashes back down to the ground.
God damn it!
Later, Frank sits huddled beneath a tree, trying and failing to stay dry. He coughs and shudders.
He's gonna get sick.
I can't feel my hands. I can't feel my hands.
You hear the music in the background?
Frank looks back.
They're building up to
He
something.
circles
Something
the perimeter, trying all the
spooky.
windows on the ground floor. They're locked and barred, every one. He looks up to a balcony on the 3rd floor, Sherman's bedroom. He grabs a gutter and starts to climb. Inside, Sherman is awoken by the sound of knocking. He bolts up in bed.
Peter Pan?
Oh, dinosaur
Sherman
pajamas.
rushes for the balcony doors.
I didn't know
where
they
he
made those
finds
for
a
adults.
dripping, worn-out Frank.
Sherman, open up.
No. It's just my daddy.
Sherman unlocks the doors and cracks them enough to peek his head out.
Oh, thank God. Let me in.
I don't know. Mother left you out there for a reason. She'd be pretty PO'd if I let you back in.
Get the fuck out of my way.
Frank plows past Sherman. He storms down the hallway, fuming.
He had that coming.
Kicks open the door to his bedroom. He heads for the closet and starts cramming clothes into a suitcase. As he does, Sheila appears in the doorway, sipping a brandy.
Excuse me. What do you think you're doing inside?
Packing.
Packing? What do you mean packing?
Frank opens a drawer and grabs his car keys. Suitcase in hand, he heads downstairs.
You think I'm gonna stay here after a stunt like that? I could have died of hypothermia.
Oh, now who's overreacting, baby?
Baby? Baby? The baby is that 40-year-old man you keep dressed in footy pajamas. You've trapped him in boyhood. You wrapped him in a bubble of toys and sugar cereal. You're so out of touch. You're both so rich, it's turned you into monsters. Your money made you monsters.
My money, huh? And what are you going to do without my money? Hmm? You can kiss Toy Zone goodbye. I'll buy Lakeside and tear it down myself.
That's where you're wrong, sweetheart. Cause when I divorce your ass, I'm gonna take half of all this. Toy Zone's gonna be bigger and better than ever. I'll expand. Open a Toy Zone in every city and these United States.
I like the sound of that.
Sherman watches the fight from the sidelines. Frank turns on his heels and heads for the door.
See you around, Sheila. My future ex-wife. This partnership is over.
Wait for me, Daddy. I'll get my things.
You're not coming with me, Sherman. You're weird. And when we split up, everything in the divorce, that gold-plated chrome star is
Oh, hit him where it
mine.
hurts. Take his
Just
toys.
as Frank puts his hand on the front door,
Let me turn up the brightness a
Sheila
little bit.
calls after him.
So, you think you can just abandon me and your son? Well, I've got news for you, Frank. No one walks out on Sheila Young!
She grabs hold of a lever on the wall and pulls it. Suddenly, the floor beneath Frank gives way as a trap door flies open.
Oh no.
Frank slides down a slime-coated tunnel, ancient and stinky. He
Ew.
screams and flails, then falls.
I have a
Whack!
bad feeling about
He lands
this.
in a flooded underground pit. He spits a mouthful of stale green water.
I don't think that's water.
What?
Panicked, Frank finds himself in some sort of ancient catacombs beneath the house. He feels something scurry past his arm. Dozens of furry shapes paddle through the water.
Rats.
Oh, God. Oh, dear God.
A voice echoes down into the subterranean hell.
Goodbye, Daddy.
The trapdoor closes, and Frank is left down there, in the dark.
Oh no.
Sherman comes to his mother, sheepishly.
He was a bad daddy, wasn't he, Mother?
Yes, baby. Just like all the others. Marco!
The huge, gaunt man appears from the shadows.
Frank Priceley needs to disappear. See to it, will you?
Underground, Frank finds a ledge and pulls himself out of the water. He can just barely make out the shape of a long stone hallway.
Oh no. Oh no, this can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
Clip. Clop. Frank hears shambling footsteps in the dark.
Hello? Who's there? Hello?
Oh
Suddenly,
boy.
a figure rushes out, grabbing hold of him.
You have to get me out of here. I'm in a hurry.
Oh my gosh.
What? Who are you?
My name's Barry Swift. I'm down here for I don't know how long. I tried to run from her, and that huge man threw a javelin right through my leg. They sewed me up, but I think it's infected. I have to get to a doctor. Quick!
Frank looks down to see the man's crudely wrapped leg and understands why he's in such a hurry. It's caked in dried blood and oozing pus.
That's
Frank
not
does
good.
his best to calm the man.
It's all right, Barry. Why don't you lay down?
Frank leads him to a dry spot on the floor. He rips off his jacket, bundles it, and lays it beneath Barry's head.
Stay here. I'll try to find a way out.
Thank you. And please, hurry.
Frank stumbles through the tunnels. He sloshes through a foot of stinking sludge.
Was
realizing
Barry
this
another
must be
ex-husband
some
of
forgotten
Sheila?
corner of Hatchetfield's sewer system. Soon, he runs face first into a heavy iron gate. Padlock.
Oh
hangs
no,
from
another
the
gate.
latch. Beyond it, the tunnels link up with the rest of the city's pipes. Frank can even spot light shining down from a manhole. He grabs hold of the bars and shakes them with all his might.
Damn it! Damn it! Damn it!
He goes limp. He hangs from the bars in utter despair.
There's no way out. No way out.
2 weeks later, Sheila Young admires her reflection in a full-length mirror. She wears a yellow sequin cocktail dress. Tonight is the Hatchetfield Honey Festival, and she plans on turning
the
some
Honey
heads.
Festival
She
again.
marches to the front door.
Sherman dear, I'm going out. I've
Yeah,
breathed
this series
long and
really is a connected web.
hard. It's time to find you a new daddy.
Oh, boy.
How many days has he
Can
had?
we stop by Toy Zone on the way home? It's been 2 weeks and I'm jonesing.
Sherman, we've been over this. Toy Zone is closed.
I beg to differ. 4 p.m. is well within business hours.
Yes.
Permanently closed.
Remember, the proprietor of Toy Zone is locked away in a dungeon.
Can't we just pay someone to let me in? I mean, what is the point of all of this money if we can't do anything cool with it?
Sherman, forget Toy Zone. You can buy the same shit online.
Online?
That's not gonna sit well with him.
You cannot capture the same tactile experience online. You just don't
Okay, he is right about one thing.
No.
That's it.
He stomps off to his room and slams the door.
Sherman! Don't be a poo!
Beneath the house, Marco descends a winding staircase. At the bottom is the entrance to the dungeon. He removes a large ring of keys from his pocket and unlocks the metal door.
Maybe that's
Waiting
how he
on
gets
the other
out.
side is Frank. He's haggard, wasted away. Marco drops a tray of moldy food and kicks it to Frank. The giant
Ew.
slams the door shut and ascends the stairway. Frank carries the meal to Barry, who lies shivering on the cold stone floor.
Here you go, Barry. Try to eat something.
I should have known. I should have listened to my friends when they told me not to marry her. That it was all happening too fast. But I was in a hurry, Frank. To settle down, start a family.
I know, Barry. Try not to talk.
I'm gonna die down here, Frank.
Don't say that. We're getting out of here somehow. Like, you don't want to miss the Honey Festival, do you? It's happening soon.
There it is again. I'm starting to think that the Honey Festival's a pretty significant event in Nightmare Time because it's been mentioned in every episode, including this one.
Down here.
You're gonna have to go to the festival without me, Frank. Find Helen for me.
Helen?
My ex-wife. She always told me to slow down. To stop and smell the roses.
Frank's ears perk up. He hears footsteps descending the staircase.
Someone's coming. Barry.
It's Marco.
Barry, do you hear that?
You have to get out of here, Frank. You have to live. You have to live. You have to... hurry.
Oh no, don't die. Oh no.
The dungeon door creaks open. A figure stands there. The light from his
I stand
lantern
corrected.
stings Frank's eyes. It's Sherman.
Hello, Mr. Priceley.
Sherman? Is that you? My boy. My sweet boy.
Is he getting delusional or is he playing
I had a
Sherman?
problem, and you're going to fix it, Frank.
Frank? Don't call me that. I know your mother and I are in a fight right now, but no matter what, I'm always gonna be your
Daddy.
dad.
Not for long. Mother's gone out to find a new one. But you know what I'm starting to think? I don't think she cares about getting me a daddy. She just wants a big old shot of vitamin D. She told me to shop online like a fucking millennial.
Online. Going to the toy store is more than buying things. It's about the weight of the packages in your hands, the smell of fresh plastic.
I know. So that is why you are going to tell me how to get into Toy Zone.
Sherman, that's impossible. I have a state-of-the-art security system. I need to scan my finger to unlock it.
Okay. Now take your finger. Which one?
What about mall security? They won't let anyone in but me. Now, if you let me out, I'll take you to Toy Zone. We can go together.
What's gonna stop you from running? You tried to leave before. You said I was weird.
You are weird.
Okay, so maybe Sherman is smarter than we think.
Just like me. No one understands you like I do, Sherman. I love you, and now you can let me out, and we can go to the toy store, or you can let me die down here. It's your choice. The only thing you can really do to hurt me is deny me one last chance to hold my son.
He opens his arms. Sherman stares at him. After a moment, his lip quivers, and he throws himself at Frank.
Oh, Daddy!
Oh, am I the only one who's actually choked up right now?
That's my boy, my sweet boy.
Frank holds
That's sweet.
patting his back gently.
Sick but sweet.
And while he silently commends himself for being one goddamn hell of a salesman, Frank removes the key ring from Sherman's pocket.
Yep, I knew it.
Okay. I'll talk to my mother. I'll tell her you're the only daddy I want. Toy Zone. Oh, Here I come.
I'm really rooting
Sherman
for Frank to
races
escape
from the
right
dungeon
now.
and scampers up the spiral stairs. Keys in hand, Frank shuffles to his fellow prisoner, shaking them.
Barry, I got him. I got the keys. We can unlock the gate to the sewers. We're getting out of here, Barry. Barry? Barry?
Come on, wake
shakes
up.
him again.
Wake up.
No response. He checks for a pulse and doesn't find one.
I was holding on to a little bit of hope he'd be alive.
Come on,
Aww.
I'm not gonna let you rot down here.
Frank takes hold of Barry and lifts him onto his back.
One way or another, we're getting out of this hellhole.
Up in the house, the front doors burst open.
Sherman, I'm home, and I brought someone I'd like you to meet. I just adore him, and I know you will too.
The gentleman caller, Ted Spankowski, follows her inside.
All right. Where is the
We
little
see him
bastard?
again.
No, Mother. You will not bring another man into this house. You are a married woman.
Hey, works for me.
Be rude. Come say hello.
No! I want you to release Mr. Priceley. I'm not losing my toy store because you're feeling frisky.
Hey, don't sass your mother or I'll kick your ass, old man.
You're really serious, aren't you, Sherman?
Well, if you don't patch things up with Frank, I'll run away again.
Sherman takes out a bindle packed with snacks. He rests it on his shoulder, standing his ground. Sheila sees his determined face, a face she never learned to say no to.
Fine.
Having no
He's
more use
one
for her
spoiled
date,
man
she
child.
removes a pistol from her purse.
Whoa,
and
whoa,
points
whoa,
it
whoa,
at
whoa, whoa, whoa.
No! Bang! She fires.
Oh,
The bullet tears
no.
into Ted's shoulder. She shoots 3 more rounds. One enters his stomach, one his nuts, and one his head.
Nuts.
He falls to the marble floor, dead.
Yep, he's a goner.
Marco, clean that up.
He grabs hold of Ted's legs and drags him away. Sheila steps over the trail of blood and takes her son's face in her hands.
Maybe I do spoil you. But it's because you and I are the only 2 people that matter. Everyone else is livestock for us. You'll understand. Soon.
You mean the gift? Are you finally going to give it to me, Mother?
Not this year, but if you're
What is
very
the
kind,
gift?
maybe for your next birthday. Now let's go and have a word with your father.
Sherman and Sheila descend the staircase to the dungeon. They follow the
I
muddy
really hope
trail
Frank
of
escaped by
footprints
now.
to the dank corner where Frank and Barry have been living for the past 2 weeks. They find some rags and an empty food tray, but the men are gone.
Yep, they escaped.
Sheila shines her lantern down a nearby passageway. Nothing. Then she notices the look on her son's face. He frantically checks his pockets. Only now does Sherman realize his keys are missing.
Damn it. You let him escape?
Deep inside the maze of tunnels, Frank trudges through the muck. He carries
Oh,
Barry
no,
on
he's
his
not out
back,
yet.
making his way to the barred door, the gate to the sewers, to freedom.
We're almost there, Barry. Hang on.
He hears a voice echo in the distance.
Marco,
The gaunt giant appears at Sheila's side, a javelin in hand.
find him.
Marco takes off with inhuman speed. Frank turns back as the
Oh,
sound
no.
of monstrous footfalls splash behind him.
No!
Frank can see the gate to the sewers, not more than 50
My heart
feet
is
ahead,
pounding right now.
but he's moving too slowly. He knows Marco will catch him. He needs to lighten his load.
I'm sorry, Barry.
Fighting tears, Frank drops Barry's corpse. It plops into the water and sinks beneath the stinking offal. Frank bolts for the gate. He slams
What a
into it and
shame.
tears the key ring from his pocket. He fumbles with the padlock, trying the first key. Marco rounds the corner, spots Frank, and wails.
Oh, this would be
Giant cuts through the
terrifying
water.
reality.
He raises the javelin. Frank tries the second key, the third, the fourth.
I'm sorry, Barry. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry, Lex. Oh God, I'm so sorry.
The padlock clanks open. Frank rips the chain and throws open the gate. Whoosh! Something flies past his head. Blood spills into his left eye. The javelin Marco threw grazed his temple. A split second later, the Colossus plows into Frank like a battering ram. He flies through the air and splashes into the sewage. Marco shambles forward, arms extended, ready to tear Frank to pieces. The tunnel shakes with Marco's approach. Boom, boom, boom. Then, by chance, or fate, or whatever force is protecting Frank Priestley, he feels a smooth wooden haft beneath the water. The javelin. Frank grabs it and thrusts it forward. The giant barrels into it, impaling himself on the end of the spear. Black blood oozes from his chest. He grits his teeth and
the
steps
end of Marco.
closer, ignoring the javelin, driving it further into himself. He wraps his hands around Frank's neck and starts to choke. Desperate, Frank pulls the javelin from Marco's body and jams it through the giant's eye, into his brain. The behemoth goes down, falling lifeless into the sludge. Frank coughs. He wipes blood from his glasses. He heads for the ladder to the manhole above, but stops
Sigh of relief.
when he hears the click of a cocking pistol.
Oh,
Sheila
jeez.
Young steps out.
Pull a rug right out from under us, wouldn't you, StarKid?
Sheila, please.
Look what you did to Marco.
She kicks the butler's mammoth corpse.
Oh well. I'll make another one.
Wait. Make another one?
I'm
What
not
does that
gonna
mean?
kill you, Frank. Now move.
In a vast black room in the west wing of the mansion, Sheila secures Frank's restraints. He lies bound to a marble altar.
My first husband.
Oh my gosh.
Great and powerful. He was the one who first gave me the gift, who showed me the power of the Black Book. But
Wait a minute, the Black
I was
Book.
cut short by those disgusting inbred hatchetmen. They may have founded Hatchetfield, but it's the Church of the Starry Children who made it what it is.
What are you talking about?
In one night, every member of the church was chopped to bits, and the book was lost. Luckily, my husband had the foresight to have some passages transcribed.
Sheila opens a granite box and removes a handful of thick, yellowed pages.
You know, people ask me all the time, Sheila, why do you look so young? What's your secret? Well, this is it.
Huh?
Like so many before you, I lured you to my home. Now, your remaining years will be mine. Added to my life. Do you know when I married Sherman's father? 1920.
Wait a minute.
100 years ago. Time flies.
That's impossible. It's just impossible.
So she's way older than we expected. Wow.
I'll show you.
Sheila lifts her hands into the air. On the ceiling is a painted mural, depicting a twisted horde of nightmare things. She reaches toward them, worshipping them,
Wait a minute.
coveting them.
I invoke the names Pocotho, Blicklotep, Tanoi, Caroxus.
Frank feels the energy in the room shift, like the atoms in the air are being charged, corrupted. The mural on the ceiling
So
begins
is she
to
a
change.
witch?
Frank doesn't see it happen exactly. He perceives it with some unknown sense. 1,000 eyes open and roll in his direction. A creature with a goat's head screams with laughter. Sheila continues.
Nibblernefru, Wigog Yirath.
At the name, the room quakes. Shadowy tentacles slither to life on the mural above.
Wow.
What's happening?
And now, the words.
Sheila flips through her manuscript, this collection of esoteric spells. She finds the page she's looking for and freezes.
What the fuck? Sherman! Get your little ass in here!
From the doorway, her son peeks inside.
Yes, Mother.
What is this?
She holds up the pages. Scribbled on top of the text is a cartoonish drawing of smiling, fanciful critters.
Well, that's Rainbow Heart, and that's Soggy Tail.
Do you have any idea what you've done? I needed those words and you covered them with bad drawings of those fucking squirrels.
Don't yell at me, you
Idiot!
Oh boy.
You stain on the family name. You've killed us all. You are never going to the toy store again. I'm going to burn every goddamn doll you have.
Oh boy.
My fault you didn't memorize the words. It's a bunch of gibberish. No one can memorize those words.
Gibberish.
An evil grin comes to Sherman's lips.
Oh boy.
What?
Then I drew all over the pages. There's only one place the spell is now, and that's right up here.
Sherman advances on his
my
mother.
gosh.
She steps back, realizing she said too much, realizing the drawing was a trap, a test of her love, a test she failed.
Sherman, dear.
Stain on the family name? I always suspected that's what you really thought of me, and now I know.
Calm down.
You never gave me the gift because you wanted power over me. You let me get old. Well, I've outgrown you, Mother.
Sherman, don't.
You wouldn't give me the gift, so now I'm gonna take it. Happy birthday to me!
Sherman, please. I'm your mother.
Sherman raises his hands into the air and chants.
Hum-de-da-da-de, hum-le-ah.
Sherman, no.
Kalika-karakanya, ah-nibber-yana.
The nightmare creatures in the mural roar with delight. The room trembles, electricity flies through the air.
Oh my.
Sheila
Wow.
howls in pain as her flesh writhes and tears. Her hair
Whoa,
turns
my
white.
gosh.
Her eyes and tongue rot in
She's
her skull.
losing
Her
her-
stomach
losing her
splits,
youth.
And her guts shoot out. They are decomposing, crawling with maggots. A bolt
Ew.
of lightning strikes the living, screaming corpse, and Sheila Young explodes into a cloud of dust.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
As Sheila
exactly,
dust
Frank.
swirls around Sherman, he sucks it in, gulps it down, then a burst of light and silence.
Is he young
Frank
now?
opens his eyes. A mist hangs in the air. A voice rings out. Small, high-pitched, young.
I knew it.
Growing old is mandatory. Well, wait till they get a load of me.
Emerging from the ethereal
Yep,
smoke is a
he's
child.
young.
No older than 7.
Oh
He
my
has a mop
gosh.
of curly hair, rosy, freckled cheeks. Only his eyes tell his age. Frank knows those eyes.
Serving?
Hi there, Daddy.
You're a boy. You're a little boy.
Huzzah! I'm a kid again. And if I start to get old, I'll just absorb someone else. I know the words. Remember that, Frank?
He climbs onto the
Okay,
altar
he's
and
even
takes his
creepier
seat
now as a
beside
little
Frank.
kid.
He kicks his feet playfully.
I'm gonna make a deal with you, Frank. I'm gonna give you all the money you want. Toy Zone stays open every day. And in return, you're gonna take care of me. Or pick the crunchy pieces out of my cereal. Give me everything my
Oh my gosh, that was foreshadowing.
desires.
The breakfast scene.
Frank.
You're gonna be my daddy. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
I'll never forget those eyes. Oh, I don't even know where to begin. Oh, wow. Team StarKid, I've said it many times, many ways. They are geniuses. Wow. Each episode of Nightmare Time has been a wild ride, and this has taken it to a whole other level. I mean, until the last 20 minutes, I was thinking that we're going to take a break from supernatural stuff, and that was going to be a refreshing change of pace, but boy, was I wrong. I mean, saving the magic stuff for the very last scene, that was actually really smart to really trick the audience to think that there was going to be no magic, and there really was magic. Wow, it's still going through my mind right now, and maybe I should wait to process what I just saw to give my afterthoughts, but I need to keep the ball rolling. And I've seen a lot of TV shows and a lot of movies that have dozens of cast members that tell a brilliant story, but here I think we've only had like 3 or 4 major cast members and 2 or 3 minor characters, and they just told a brilliant story. I mean, they did a lot with a little, and that's another reason why Team StarKid is brilliant. I mean, just comes to show that you don't need a big stage or $1 million to tell a great story, or a wild story at that. And the second I saw Marco, I knew something was off about him, and I'm not saying that because he was super pale. And when Sheila said that she made him, I thought to myself, made him how, or made him from what, or whom? I'm guessing that she made him with one of her spells that Frank stole. I'm sorry, I blanked for a second. Yeah, I think I'm a little exhausted from what I just witnessed. So I think I'll just wrap it up here. All in all, it was another brilliant episode of Nightmare Time 2. But I hope to see you tomorrow for Killer Track. Thank you very much for watching.